Hello, welcome to Incoherent Thoughts, episode 27, with your hosts, Gabriel and Brad.
Yeah. Wow, I can't believe it. X amount of episodes again, huh?
Man, you are just eternally suspended in belief that we even do this at all, huh?
It really does surprise me.
Alright. Well, we're moving into the podcast. How was your week, Brad?
It's kind of shitty. Allergies, Maybe you don't know. I don't know.
Oh, I know allergies.
Oh.
I mean, is that a joke?
I didn't mean it as a joke.
Brad, I am allergies incarnate. I am the embodiment of all that is allergy. I am allergy man.
And how is that?
It's pretty awful. I didn't realize what a
Ah.
cold was until I was like 13 because I just thought it was all allergies.
Oh. Well, it's a good time to learn anyway.
Yeah, I have food allergies, environmental allergies, the whole shebang. Grass, mold, dust, animal hair, food allergies. I have asthma, so you know,
Ah,
it's a
I
nice day
see.
when I can breathe clear.
That that does sound nice. So,
Have you ever had it where your allergies are like you can't actually eat at a normal pace because you can't breathe through your nose at all? So like basically you have to stop eating every few bites just to breathe through your mouth so you don't die.
surprisingly, yes, actually. That's what I was gonna say. My allergies were cut pretty bad this week. Couldn't breathe through my nose for a couple of days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it gets to you.
It does. It really
I didn't
sucks.
realize you guys had that many environmental allergy stuff up there. I figured since it was colder, you guys have a lot of, I think it's deciduous trees. Actually, no, you guys are temperate, aren't you? You're not quite that north.
There's a lot of stuff living here.
Hmm. Do you guys have a lot of stuff that blooms in spring?
Uh, I think we have a fair bit. We don't really go out too much to the forests and such, but I think so.
Well, Nashville was just trees before it got turned into a city, and it's also a really warm climate, so we tend to get a lot. The worst part about Nashville is that Nashville is in a bowl. Like, the elevation dips into Nashville, so we're just like a little reservoir that collects dust and pollen and allergens.
Lovely.
So, pretty pretty bad here. Do you guys like ever get like allergen emergencies where you're like told not to go outside that day?
No, I didn't even know there was such a thing.
Yeah, that happens here. Where it's like there's too much like pollen in the air. It's bad for you to go out. It's not like it's not like you're gonna die if you go out, obviously, but it's like if you're gonna do any like sporting activities, it's bad for you because it's harder to breathe and stuff. So you'll be like more prone to health issues and stuff.
Mm. Yeah, it doesn't really sound fun.
No, no. Do you guys get like pollen coating cars in spring? Like, can you
Uh,
just see the pollen on cars?
I I feel like I have seen that before in person. I just don't know if it was here. Fuck, I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I know all the signs of allergies.
Of course.
So, yeah, I know. So yes, to Answer your original question. I know that allergy feel.
Mm,
Although,
well,
surprisingly, my allergies have been pretty decent. I've been avoiding a lot of stuff. Like, I haven't had to, like, stand near, like, freshly mowed grass or anything, so. Doing what I can.
well, that's good. It's good to hear.
Anything else happened this week?
No. Next week will be good though.
Oh, why is that?
Should be done my allergy treatment.
Allergy treatment?
Yep. It should eliminate my allergy.
What?
Yeah, that's what they said. It's so I have an allergy to a type of pollen,
Mm-hmm.
and basically it just gives me like standard stuff like the clogged nose, itchy eyes, itchy throat, that type of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've been doing this treatment where I just get these shots of it injected into me, and they keep upping the dosage, and apparently that helps make you immune to it.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
And so, yeah, they say that it's almost done. I should be fine for this summer, so I'm looking forward to that. I normally didn't go out very much in the summer because I fucking hated it.
Interesting. I mean, it usually never stopped me before. The only thing I would, like, I mean, I don't know. I just lived through the suffering, I guess. But, like, I would, like, roll in grass and I'd get hives and I'd be like, oh, well, I guess I'll just live with it. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I was kind of stupid, I guess. Like, I just didn't care that I was suffering and just, like, did things anyways. I'm sure people around me didn't enjoy it, though, because I was sure it was, like, nasty to watch. But whatever. I haven't heard of allergy shots before, though, but never thought about doing them. I don't think it's a permanent thing, though. I think it's, like, temporary. Like, I don't think you can build up a permanent allergy resistance. Maybe. I mean, my milk allergy has gotten a lot better over the years because I eat cheese on some things, but it's very hard to just completely lose an allergy.
Understandably so. I mean, I was just told that I'd have to do it for this year and then next year, and that should get rid of it.
Maybe.
But
I'm not a doctor.
I don't know. So, hopefully, though.
Cool.
Mm.
I don't know. It just feels like I'd be doing one of those for the rest of my life if I was doing it, because I don't think you can do it for multiple things at once. But what do I know? Well, speaking of spring, it is spring. Do you enjoy springtime, Brad?
When it's actually spring here, yes.
Oh, is it not spring? Or I guess it's still cold up there or something?
Kind of. At this point, it's pretty much spring. You know, like when I saw rain instead of snow, I was fucking surprised. And that was like a week ago, so.
All right. I mean, it's pretty much. I mean, it's just about summer here. In just a month, it'll be summer. So.
I mean, we get nice summers too. We just don't really have spring and fall. They're just there for like 2 weeks.
Actually, doesn't summer start like May 21st, or is it June 19th? Or no, it's June 19th. Summer starts. So that's coming up. Spring's almost over, man. Come on.
It was a good spring.
Yeah, I mean, it just gets really rainy here, and lots of pollen.
I like the rain.
I like rain too. It gets really thunderstormy here. We get a lot of storms. Because, actually, I'm not sure why. I know we're in, like, Tornado Valley and stuff. I can't tell you the meteorological reason, but we do get a lot of storms and varying weather patterns. It's always fun here in Tennessee with the weather.
Does sound fun.
Alright. Well, let's jump into some Lag of Legends.
Oh boy.
So, SKT versus GE, the thrilling conclusion to a season long of OGN.
I don't even know why I stayed up.
Come on, it wasn't that bad.
It was, yeah.
Okay, they're pretty fucking dominant with subs.
Yeah, it was fucking stupid.
Yeah, I don't know. It just looks like SKT is like by far the best team. Like when they had their full roster against CJ, they were beating them pretty readily. When they had their subs against GE, they beat them easily. I don't know. SKT looks scary again, man. What will they do this time?
I wonder. Certainly not just beat everyone easily.
I don't know. Korean teams do have a history of that.
Gotta watch out.
I was the main thing I was disappointed about this finals was just that they didn't let the other two players play. Like Peekaboo, I heard had a wrist injury, so he couldn't play. But it's really shitty that they didn't allow each player to say, you know, I took part in winning that finals. You know?
They didn't even need them.
Like, it's fine to say, like, you know, we're just doing it to, like, you know, get into their heads, you know, we're just using our subs to beat you. But, like, third game, why not just throw in the other two players, let them have a game, and then, like, Faker can say, you know, I earned this third OGN championship, or Bangi can, you know?
Yeah. Would have been more amusing.
It's also, like, important to their careers, like, looking back. Like, now, can you really say that Faker won? Like, I mean, obviously he probably would have, but, like, you can't concretely say that Faker won this finals, you know?
Yeah.
So that's kind of shitty, but it's whatever. You know, we did get to see the rise of the Hoon.
Oh, God.
Dude, Easy Hoon went fucking off in that series. It's crazy. I've never seen
Yeah.
him play that aggressive.
It was just so sad watching him fucking beat that other guy so easily on reverse
Dude, he
matchups.
destroyed Kuro. Oh my god.
It's like, what the
Kuro
fuck?
just,
Come on,
like,
Chi.
it just doesn't seem like Kuro's a good mid laner. Like, I don't know what happened. He must have just had, like, the meta must have just been in his advantage, because he was doing pretty well early in this season, but towards the latter end of the season, like, even at IEM, like, he was just getting beat out by other mid laners. And he's getting beat out by other mid laners here too. So it just doesn't look like Kuro's that solid of a mid laner right now. Like, he got destroyed on both ends of a matchup by Easyhoon, which just shows that, like, he wasn't that either he wasn't very comfortable with the champions, or Easyhoon's just the better player. So,
Yeah.
like, you shouldn't be getting soloed that many times on both ends of a matchup. It's just kind of poor form.
It is indeed.
Tom looked better this series. I think it'll be interesting seeing him continue to play professionally, because I think eventually he'll be a very, very good jungler. Maybe the top in Korea. He's not the most impressive mechanically, but he's a very he has a very unique play style. He's very, very aggressive, and knows his limits pretty well. Right now, like, it's hard to, like, transfer that into kind of team play, because you have to, like, play with people for a while to do that. But once he, like, starts to understand how you can play around that style as a team, I think he'll be a really, really big threat. Probably a big counter jungler, stuff like that, counter ganking, kind of like a dandy, you know what I mean?
I gotcha.
So that could be Could be very cool. He's also like very hilariously stubborn. Like he'll just keep trying dragon over and over again just to pull pressure there as Nunu, because eventually Nunu will get the dragon and he'll just be wasting the other jungler's time. So that's something interesting he does. So, yeah. It was a cool series though to see those other two players playing, but I would have liked it if they had played the other two as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, SKT is just looking really good, man. Like all their players are just looking like top players. I'd say easily first place mid laner in the world. Probably another top 5 mid laner in the world. Top 5 top laners in the world. I'd say Marin is jungler. Too hard. He's good in the meta, but I just can't say that he's like a top 5 jungler. Either of them are top 5 junglers. Bang, I'd say, is a top 3 ADC.
Oh, really?
And Wolf is pretty good. I don't know how to rank him though. But he's a very good player. They just have a very strong roster right now, and then their weakest position, which is jungle, has a very favorable meta for them. So they just look really scary right now as a team. Everything's kind of going their way.
Yeah, and that's no fun.
I mean, that's typically what happens in Korea. They're all such good teams that whenever a meta really suits them, like, they just become super dominant on it because it just accentuates all their strengths, and because they're such terrific players. And it's not like any team in OGN is bad. It's just like they're clearly better ones, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, MSI should be pretty cool. I saw some polls which were interesting. A lot of people, for some reason, think TSM will come in second, which, you know, I think it's possible. I mean, some people even think they'll win. I don't think that's even close to possible. I think maybe they can take a game or two off SKT, but I don't think they have a chance at winning.
Are we doing best of 5s there?
Yeah. Well, they're doing double round robin, I think, and then into semifinals tournament bracket. Or maybe quarterfinal. No, it would have to be semis.
All right. Sounds good, I guess.
Seeded semis. So I don't know. I just don't see how SAT beats them. EDG doesn't look as dominant as they were throughout the season. It looks like really good decision making can come really close to beating them, especially if you have the necessary mechanical talent to hold them off. EDG's team fighting is ridiculous though, so it's very dangerous to team fight them. But if TSM can maneuver them around the map, then they do have a chance. But I still have to give the edge to EDG. It's not like they're complete pushovers strategically, but they're also just probably the best team fighting team in the world. SKT is very good too, though. It's hard to decide. Yeah, I don't know. I think top 3 is definitely TSM, EDG, and SKT, though.
Interesting. You don't think Europe's doing too well right now?
No, Europe's doing really poorly. All of them are kind of like one-trick pony teams, where they have one style, and if you can figure out how to play against that style, they're kind of fucked.
Yeah.
And they usually have very small champion pools. And it's just not that impressive. I think H2K was the most impressive team out of Europe because they had multiple play styles. They had varying champion picks and play styles around those champions. While most teams in Europe, like SK would just pick a very specific type of comp to play a very specific play style. And like they had different champions, but all their champions pretty much suited that play style. So
I see.
I don't know. Although to be fair, TSM is bounds ahead of any other NA team. Depending on the meta, but yeah. TSM is just by far the best Western team.
It's good to know, I guess. Hopefully some good games will come out of them.
Hopefully. Yeah, I'm super excited about MSI. It should be a really fun time. We've got all my plans settled. We know how we're getting there and getting back. So that's the most important thing. And it should be a good time. I'm going to get, Dyrus to sign a picture of Bart for you. I'll get Faker to, sign something weird.
Yeah.
Should be a good time.
Yeah, it sounds great.
It should be interesting. I hope, I'm a little bit concerned that, it might not be the best viewing experience there. But I think the whole point is, just, embracing the event and having fun with the event rather than being there for the game necessarily. Because it's not like it's the best viewing. If you wanted to watch it, it's probably better to watch it at home, right? Instead of just off a Jumbotron. But hopefully, I get to meet some cool people, pick up some swag, make new friends, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So this should all be fun. I think I've asked you this. No, I think I've asked you a similar question, but not quite this. Would you go to a league event if it was near you?
Yeah. Sure, why not?
But you wouldn't particularly go to watch the game though, right? I mean, obviously you'd be interested slightly in the game, but what would you want to do at the event?
I don't know. I don't really know what's typical of events, of these types of events. I think it just might be interesting to experience. Maybe the crowd has good energy. It might be cool to meet some of the players. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I kind of feel the same way. I'm not really sure what to expect, but it just seems like a good time. So, should be lots of fun.
Hopefully.
So we got... oh, yeah. So, Brad. Scion is finally coming.
I should have been here today.
Tell us about your journey through Scion's video editing process. And I guess clarify what it is I'm even talking about.
I'm making a Scion montage. A full AD one at that.
Ooh.
Yeah, so something really special. And it's taken a really fucking long time to edit it properly. And I still have many hours ahead of me, thanks to some fantastic suggestions. So, yeah, hopefully. I was hoping to finish it today, but not really going to happen. Hopefully very soon, though. It's going to be very good.
Do you enjoy, editing the montages, though?
I enjoy most of it, but I can get stuck sometimes, and I don't really care for the tedious parts, but I do enjoy most of it.
Did you learn any, cool, what did you learn from doing this video? What are some new things you tried with this video compared to the old ones? The other two montages you did?
Well, I didn't really do too much editing on the other ones, but I guess I felt like I got better at timing at spacing things, like where to put certain types of clips.
Like organizing the clips.
Yeah, things like that. And then I actually have to learn how to do some fancy camera movement stuff too. So there's that.
Is this the favorite montage you've worked on, or did you prefer one of the other two?
This one isn't. Oh wait, yeah, I know what you're saying. This one's my favorite by far.
For what reason? Just the champion, or like, are you proud of the work?
Yeah. I guess. Yeah, the champion's really fun to play. I had played it a fair bit before deciding to do this montage, so I have a lot of experience on it, surprisingly. But yeah, I am pretty proud of the clips and most of the work I put into it. So I really hope it turns out well.
Awesome, cool. Well, I have one last topic for our good old League of Legends, and it's kind of more broad. But basically, I wanted to compare Strife, Dota, and League of Legends, since recently we kind of picked up playing Strife again for some reason. I don't know why. Do you know why?
Strife? That was Ben.
Ben. He just wanted to play Strife.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Just told me to get on.
So we decided to play Strife again. So, which, obviously, I guess you prefer League of Legends out of the three Mobas, but I assume, how do you rank the three? I guess you can throw in Heroes of the Storm, although I know you don't really have any experience on the game. You can rank how interested you are in it compared
Okay.
to
I guess I'll try and do this quick. So with Heroes of the Storm, like you're saying, I never played it. I really don't know too much about it. I heard it was like some weird team-based leveling shit, which doesn't sound fun, but anyway, never played it. That game, it looks kind of cool to me because the characters. I like a lot of the characters that they have in
the
it.
Blizzard universe. Yeah.
Yeah, they have some cool characters. So there's that. I also expect like a high quality game because it's from Blizzard.
Yeah, very polished, probably.
So those would be things I'm looking forward to. I have no idea what to expect on the actual MOBA front of it. With Strife is fucking unbalanced as hell, but it's fairly unique. I like it.
Why do you think it's unique?
It just has a different feel to it than League. I played Han like one game, so I don't fucking know anything about that. And Dota I played like 2 games, so I was too scared to keep playing that.
You only played 2 Dota games and you refused to play it?
Dude, I don't even know. I fucking went to mid lane and I kept dying to an invisible spider. I don't know what the fuck to do in that game.
Alright.
Yeah.
I think I actually have a fair amount of time on Dota. Let me see if my Steam says how much. I have 35 hours on Dota.
It's not bad.
Well, I don't know. Between the three, I would rank it League, Dota, then Strife, and then probably Han. Not Han. I didn't mean Han. Heroes of the Storm probably last. I mean, Heroes of the Storm seems like a fun little game, but like I like it. I like the games to be like more individually competitive rather than like I have to depend on my team entirely. It just doesn't. Like,
yeah, that can be hell.
It just doesn't seem like that's a good way to balance MOBAs. Like it's interesting for like competitive play, I suppose, but like if I'm playing a game, then I want to be able to influence it heavily by myself. You know, like I want to be able to carry. And it seems like you can, but it's just, like the fact that like your team is so intrinsically linked to how well you're doing. Like if your team can literally hold you back.
Yep.
So that seems kind of weird. But as for rating the other three, League, obviously I love League. I always come back to League. And I have very few complaints about League. Um, I mean, obviously, I'd like crit to be removed and a few other small nuanced balance things, but that's only because I'm so familiar with the game that like those things can bug me.
Yeah.
There's nothing like I'm trying to think of anything super broad that I don't enjoy about League. No, I mean I just enjoy the game. The champions are all very cool. Items are cool. I always find it interesting and competitive. I do think I've gotten maybe um, a little too good for the game. Like I think a lot of the time it's kind of easy, but that's whatever.
Oh. Okay. All right.
Oh come on, Brad! You find it so easy you trolled half the time for like an entire season.
Yeah, we could say that.
You're saying that that's not true? You got diamonded and like trolled for half a season, non-stop.
Yeah, but I mean that's true. But I mean, Diamond 4 or 5, whatever the fuck it was, is not Challenger rank 1.
Oh, I'm not saying I'm like a god of the game, but like you don't have to like be that good to just like when you're diamond, you're better than like 99% of the playing population.
It's true, but
That means
there's always
if you're
room to improve.
diamond, statistically you will always be the best player in your game.
I guess, but I don't know. I never felt I was very good at the game.
Anyways, moving back to the MOBA topic, I guess. I like Dota. Dota's like while Dota seems very overwhelming. There's so much like content in Dota that it just feels really fun, and I'm always interested in learning about Dota. As far as Strife, I don't know, because Strife seems so cartoony, and the UI isn't always very clear to me. Well, that could be just like familiarity with the game. Like League feels very comfortable. Dota usually felt relatively comfortable after a short amount of adjustment time. Strife just feels kind of odd. I think like the way they balance items is really weird with like power, how like it's both attack damage and ability power. That's kind of odd.
Yeah, it is.
Like how they balance champions is also kind of odd. Like ranged AD carries seem pretty bad. Although I could be wrong. Seems like assassins are really really strong. I don't know, just kind of a weird game. I've played a little bit of it, but nothing in the game like really screams to me like that's anything special.
Fair enough.
Like with Dota, like the champions are so interesting and the itemization is so interesting. Like in Dota, it's cool because everything is just OP, but it's almost like everything's OP in like a balanced way. Like it's just cool, like where you just get to be like incredibly fucking strong if you know how to play it right, you know. And with Strife, like everything's just really wonky, and it's like I don't really get how to adjust to playing that game. Like it's a different, like the entire balance to Strife is just completely different from the other two games. Like it's just weird that you can fundamentally balance a game so vastly different than the other two. Because with Dota and League, like they're still pretty similar metas. Like jungler, there's usually a solo lane, some form of a carry and a support, mid laner with a shorter lane, and then like there's usually certain types of character types that you use, right? But in Dota, it just doesn't, or in Strife, it just doesn't seem that way. Like, there's no really support class. AD carries aren't that important. Tanks, tanks and assassins seem like they're the strongest because like ability like doubling up on ability power just seems so much stronger than like attack damage amplification, right? Because ability power in Strife like increases your AD and ability power. So like it's just an inherently more efficient stat to invest in. You know what I mean?
I guess I'm just to be honest, I'm just not sure how the AD scales off of it, right?
Yeah.
Because like you get an AD item that gives like 20 AD, and then does that scale 100% the same way with power?
True.
I don't know how it works.
It's true. I guess I'm not researched enough to officially judge on that, but Strife just seems balanced in a really odd way. I don't know. I had fun with Dota. It's really complex, but I had a good time with it.
Yeah, it's too scary for me.
Like if I had people who played Dota, I think I'd play Dota, at least some.
Yeah.
Like I enjoyed playing it by myself, but eventually I wanted to go back and play with my peeps on League. Because there's like just 3 weeks where I just played Dota instead of League or something.
Oh, really? Guess that makes sense.
Yeah. Any last comments? Thoughts on Dota or League over any of the other ones? What makes League
I like
special?
how you can. I like how you can cut down the trees in Dota.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
That's it?
I played a champion that specialized in cutting down trees in Dota, and I never played the game again.
Gotcha. I will say one last thing. I think courier system is fucking stupid.
I don't really know. Yeah.
I don't know. I'd rather just like have finite like playing around base. I think is a very interesting mechanic, and just like having another thing like with at least in Strife, like it's pretty automatic. Like you don't have to think about it. But Dota couriers are so fucking annoying. I hate that shit so much. Like the fact that you have to fucking micro a fucking little flying horse around the map, and like you only get one of them, like it's so goddamn annoying. And like you don't like get your power spikes immediately. You have to like wait for this fucking horse to come bring it to you. I don't know. It's just weird. In Strife, it makes a little bit more sense, but like it's just so weird because like within League, basing like is to replenish your health pool and mana pool, which are very punishing. I guess like Region and the other two games are more forgiving, and there's more consumables are more readily available. But like in League, like those are very valuable resources that you have to back to replenish, and then backing to get items for an advantage. I think it's interesting or a more interesting concept, but I don't know. Couriers just seem like an extra hassle that you have to deal with. But I don't know. Any other thoughts? Just chopping trees.
Yeah, that was fun. That was the best part of Dota.
Alright. Oh, I actually did forget one last League topic.
Oh.
I got one more for you.
Alright.
So what do you think about smurfing?
It's fun. I don't know. I'm not against it. I think it's fine. I don't like the idea of people going down into like Bronze 5 to fuck with people, but like just starting a new account and just playing your best on it, I think it's fine.
Do you think, but so you've played on a fair amount of Smurfs before, obviously, but why do you enjoy playing on Smurfs more so than like your main?
Uh, it's an opportunity for me to try something like a lot crazier, and then I guess have a decent chance of pulling it off, like Master Yi support or something.
Mm. So you think it's just the fact that like you don't have to care about people raging at you because you have less stress on your personal main account?
That is part of it.
Hmm. Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. I feel like playing on a Smurf just feels so much more relaxed than playing on your main. Like, I used to take ranked a lot more seriously than I do now, but even still, I do tend to take ranked on my main relatively seriously just because I hate like wasting a game on my main, especially since like I haven't played enough to get back to where I was last season anyways in ranked. So it's kind of like, ugh, I gotta play another extra game just to get back there, right? But like on a Smurf, like every game can be fun in ranked because you're just like trying your hardest to carry, and it doesn't really matter either way if you win or lose, just because like you're just playing on just to like do something fun in a competitive environment on your Smurf when you do ranked at least on your Smurf.
Yeah.
Hmm. So what do you think about like purposely trying to maintain a certain elo though?
I mean, you probably shouldn't do that, but I mean, I don't really care. People can go do that if they want to. It's not something that I think you should do.
Hmm. Haven't you done that before though?
Have I?
Yeah, with.
I may have. I just don't recall.
Okay. Well, I enjoy smurfing. It also lets you play with some of. I don't know if this is like. I guess this could be bad. Since it's sort of. I don't know. Could it be boosting?
I think it is. It's pretty much boosting, because like it's not like you're playing on like your high elo account and then the match MMR is equivalent to what Riot thinks would be fair, right?
Yeah. Hmm. I don't know. I do think it's fun to play with other people in ranks though. It's always entertaining.
Certainly.
Yeah. It's just nice playing on. It's you know what the best part about smurfing is the guarantee that you're playing with worse people than you. Because with on your main you tend to have, normal queue MMR is very extreme and variant. You're not necessarily playing with people as good as you. You're just playing with an extremely wide variant of people. Typically, like, I'll get, like, somewhere between high silver to, like, diamond. Maybe gold to diamond in my normal queue games. But, like,
Yeah.
when in ranked, I'll always get, like a 2 division difference, right?
Mm-hmm.
So on your... if you play ranked on your Smurfs, you always get a guaranteed, like, 2 division on like a low elo, which is just so pleasant to play against. Like, there's just something so refreshing about knowing that you are the best person in that game. Like, and just like knowing that no matter what you do, you can just dominate anyone in that game on pretty much any given role. I don't know, there's just something fun about that. Like,
certainly.
the fact that I can carry like a 3v5, which I actually did. I guess it turned into it came back as a 4v5, but the fact that you can carry like a 3v5 in low elo is just pretty amusing.
Yeah, it can be amusing watching them play as well.
And then the fact that you can pull off like really stupid lane matchups, or like you can just win win matchups you shouldn't, or like pull off champions that you really shouldn't be able to pull off, like, Poppy or like Master Yi top, or like support Pantheon or whatever, or like double bruiser bot lane, double jungle, you know, whatever the fuck you want. The fact that you can just pull off those types of things really, really easily is just, I don't know, it's like stress relieving.
Yeah, I could see it.
It's a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so now we're done with League of Legends. And all things
Oh boy.
MOBA. Did you learn anything?
What's next? Oh. No.
Oh. I thought we were an educational podcast.
You wish.
Do I? I don't think that you have a very good educational personality.
Maybe not.
Could you teach someone how to play League, Red?
Not very well. I'm not a very patient person.
Really? So what would happen? Like you tell the, I don't know. I don't even know how you coach someone to play League. Do you just like watch them and tell them what to do, and then hope they absorb the information?
I guess that's a start. I don't know. I feel like if they didn't learn fast enough, I would just kind of get disinterested and kind of give them shitty coaching.
Just give them like really bad ideas and watch what happens.
Not necessarily like that. Just like really vague tips and general things, right?
Go last tip.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, I guess we won't become an educational podcast.
Not anytime soon.
So, now we'll transition to some more general games. I'll let you have the floor. How have you been enjoying DFO as you've been playing more and more and more of it?
DFO. Fantastic as always. Although we're a bit lacking in content right now, but that should be fixed soon. So, not really any complaints with it. I played the game before. I knew I liked it. I'm playing it now. I know I like it. It's been fun.
Have any of your opinions changed or any of your critiques since last time you gave it a little bit of a review?
No, I don't think so.
Hmm.
Not much has changed in the game since then. I haven't done much different, so yeah.
Where are you in the game now? Like, what levels are? What's your highest level character?
I got a level 70 and I got a level 56, and that's pretty much it.
So not quite in game yet, but starting to approach a late game, I suppose.
Well, 70 is the cap right now.
Oh, I thought it was like 80 or something.
It will be soon, but 70 is the cap right now.
So, can you do in-game content, or is that barred until they allow 80? Like, is there content that they have for 80 that you can't do, or do they just have all the content scaled down for 70?
I'm not actually 100% sure what they're doing because they just gave us like a teaser for the next content update a couple of days ago, so we'll see, but it could just be 80 content scaled down to 70. There's still old 70 content that they haven't given us either, so I'm not sure.
Now, what is new content? Is new content just new dungeons, new areas and NPCs, I assume new quest lines maybe, new bosses? What are you looking forward to in the new content?
I guess like it's, we don't get raids for a while, you know, like the big party dungeons, but we get lots of really difficult dungeons that like the real endgame content. We'll be getting that soon without the level cap increase, so that'd be new dungeons, very difficult to beat, kind of farmable, right? You know, like you farm them for like that really good endgame gear, and there are tiers of them, so that type of stuff. And then when we get the level cap, that'll come with new content, like new quest lines, bunch more dungeons, that type of stuff. And eventually we'll get raids and more end-game style content. I don't really know too much about it.
Alright.
But, yeah, that'll be cool. Oh, and we're gonna get a ranked PvP system, which I'm very much looking forward to.
Ranked PvP. Is that going to be like an elo system?
Yeah, pretty much.
Hmm. So is there any sort of ranking right now, or is it literally just like random search players?
That's pretty much just how it is right now. There's only the practice arena.
Hmm.
People have been hosting tournaments and stuff. In the Korean version of the game, the PvP is really popular. They have like tournaments on OGN and stuff.
Hmm.
But
Very
yeah,
cool. Huh. It's funny. There was no like system matchmaking.
not right now. When they get the rank system, there will be.
But like, they didn't even have one minus the rank system.
No, it's I guess they just took the practice arena from the other game because like I guess they would only give you the well. There's this thing called quick join. I guess it's kind of like maybe if you're playing old Counter Strike or something like there's just a list of servers you can join. It's the same thing, right? Like it's just a list of rooms,
Okay.
and like you can quick join and it'll put you in like a suitable room.
Yeah, that's not quite matchmaking, but
Yeah.
all right. Well, yeah, that'll be a cool update then. Is that your favorite thing to do right now? Is PvP? Or do you still prefer
I do.
dungeoning and stuff, or will you prefer raids when that's available?
I don't know. The raids are like really fucking endgame content. Like, I think they said that in the Korean version for the raids, like less than 1% of the players even actually got to do them. So, real endgame. I like the idea of it though. It's a few gimmicks, decent party work required. I've done that stuff in lots of other MMOs though.
So then, what would be your favorite of the three then? Dungeoning, raiding, or PvP?
I don't know how raiding will feel in this game. I really liked raiding in a couple other games, like this one called Dragon Nest. It had some pretty fun raids. I heard WoW had good raids, but I never actually played that game. Anyway, right now I like the PvPing more because I've played all of the PvE content up to this point a fair bit. Like I'm leveling my second character. It's a bit grindy. I still like it, but the PvP is more fun. Got a lot to learn there.
Alright. Well, good stuff.
Yeah.
Any final comments on DFO?
It's a great game.
Alright, cool. Well, the only other game in League I've been playing this past week, so I always try and have one, because League is a game where you need a little side game in you to make it keep being fun. You know what I mean?
Sadly, I do. I really know that feeling.
Like when you have another love interest in your life, it just makes your main love so much better.
Ah.
I guess. Anyways, so this week I've been playing some Dragon Age Origins because I wanted some good single player gaming, I guess. And it's interesting. I've been to be honest, I don't like Western RPGs as much as I always want to think I do. If that makes any sense. Like I always think Western RPGs sound so cool. And by Western RPGs, I mean obviously games published in the West, but it's a very specific type of RPG that's usually very lore focused, very open world, like high attention to small details, usually a lot of Dungeons and Dragons influence. Character development is usually incredibly intense and diverse, and there's just a lot of path taking that you can take, or a lot of different paths you can take. Oh, and just about any area of the game, whether it be character creation, character development, plot direction, questing, um, party control, stuff like that.
Mm.
So Western RPGs tend to feel very overwhelming to me, and I think like what I usually like in an RPG is like good, solid, tight gameplay built around like a very interesting narrative. And I think for me, a lot of the times Western RPGs get so hung up on having a complex game that like it can kind of uh, push out the narrative aspects of the game. Like, for example, um, in like Baldur's Gate or The Witcher, like, or the original Fallout games, it always kind of like felt like once you got to certain open areas in the game, that like there was so much that you could do at that given moment that you weren't sure what to actually do. You know
Mm.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I feel like a lot of newer Western RPGs, like modernized, like think of a Bethesda game like Fallout, Skyrim, do that a lot better because they have I don't know, they just have a better quest management system, and the game is a lot less like the game is built around questing rather than one singular storyline. And while older RPG Western RPG styles like are built around one main quest, but like a lot of branching side quests. So like you don't. Uh, so it's just like it feels like there's so much content for just like one storyline. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I guess I usually tend to favor like JRPGs when it comes to RPGs. And so I don't typically play a lot of Western RPGs. Like I played Dragon's Dogma a little bit. I tried to play Baldur's Gate once, but I didn't get into it. What else? What's another Western RPG? I guess Dragon's Age. I tried to play it once, but I didn't get into it. I'm trying to play it now. I mean, Dragon's Age. I got into it a little bit, but then I don't remember. I guess I just got distracted by a different game. I mean, I owned it for console, so I don't really play many console games anymore. I guess that's probably why I stopped playing it. But I don't know. I am looking forward to trying to get into this game. It is really well made, and the gameplay is pretty interesting. I actually like the gameplay a lot more on PC than I did on console. On console, it's at a very different feel to it, and on the computer it has like a more the combat has like a more overhead view to it, I guess.
All right.
Like in the console or in the PC version, just feels like you can just stop, think about your decision, take an overhead view of the situation and do what you think is best in any given situation. So that's kind of nice. Yeah. So I'm not too far into it. I just played a few hours of it, so I don't have that much to say about the game itself, but I am looking forward to it. Hopefully it can change my mind about Western RPGs, because there's a lot of great Western RPGs that I just haven't really played just because I prefer the JRPGs, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on that? Do you feel similarly, differently?
I just don't think I've had much experience playing the Western ones. Not 100%, but I agree with a lot of your points about like the characters, the attention to small detail.
Yeah, I mean, and none of those things are like really bad. Obviously, it's mostly like preference. Like, what do you prefer in a game? But for
Yeah.
me, I've always just felt like RPGs. I wanted like everything to be in a tight package rather than some like enormous like truckload that it just unloads on you all of a sudden, and you just gotta figure out what to do with it.
Yeah. Uh, hmm.
Hmm. So that's my 2 cents on RPGs and their differences.
It's wonderful.
Thank you, thank you. All right, we got one last topic, Brad. Can you guess what it is?
I don't want to guess what it is.
Wow.
Yeah,
So,
that's
are
right.
you throwing a tantrum?
No.
You just, Brad. I thought we were over this.
Well, clearly we weren't. Now, what's our next topic?
I just wanted to touch on the Mayweather versus Pacquiao fight since it was such a big deal. It has been the aftermath of that fight has been like I didn't expect it because like it had been a fairly popular topic among people. Just like, oh, are you gonna watch the fight? You know, blah 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 blah. But like no one, it didn't seem like people cared that much about the fight. Like most people don't watch boxing nowadays, so it like people were just like, yeah, you know, I might watch it. You know, I'll see if I have time. You know, if I can find a streaming service, blah blah blah, maybe a bar to go watch it at. But after the fight, Jesus Christ, everyone apparently is a master boxer. Like, everyone knows like all the rules of boxing. They know the entire history of boxing. They know like what makes a good boxer. You know the finer points of the strategy of the sport. I don't know, man. It just got so crazy how much people hated Mayweather for boxing correctly and outboxing Pacquiao.
It was so funny. I mean, they were just hugging Gabe. Come on.
Yeah, dude. That's the one comment that got to me the most. It's like people will really have no clue, and it's like fine. Like if you don't like boxing, fine. You don't have to like boxing, but like don't complain about him not about him playing the sport well when you don't know what the sport is. Like clinching, which is what the hugging thing people were complaining about, is an important part of the sport for when you get overwhelmed. Like if you're just getting the shit beaten out of you, you don't want to keep getting the shit beaten out of you, and there's not much like when you're like half conscious, it's kind of hard to like put up a good defense. And so if you can grab someone who's throwing like a shit ton of punches at you to get a moment of respite, that's fucking great. You know? And it's not like you can do it endlessly. And it's not like Mayweather was even doing it that badly. Like he was doing it to a degree in some of the earlier rounds, but like I don't know, people don't know anything about boxing, man. Mayweather outboxed Pacquiao just completely. It wasn't really even a close fight. Pacquiao like never he got a few good openings, but he never got any true damage on Mayweather. So
It's too bad.
yeah, I don't know. Like I enjoy boxing, like watching boxing highlights of old fights, but my issue with boxing nowadays is there just doesn't seem to be enough entertaining styles or boxers or really top class boxers. Like my most interested period of boxing was like the Muhammad Ali era because there were so many great heavyweight boxers at the time. And heavyweight boxing, I think, is the funnest to watch because it's just like slugfests. Lower weight classes like tend to be more about technique and speed, while heavier weight is like you know it tends to be a little more slugfest oriented. Like I said,
Yeah.
so it's kind of funner to watch. But like the Muhammad Ali era, there was just so many great boxers, and Muhammad Ali himself was just a fantastic boxer. And then like there was so much like shit talking and like so many big personalities that it was just a lot of fun to like look back on those highlights. I just don't really feel boxing is in the same place right now. So, you know, oh well, but it is pretty amusing that people are just like dip in for one fight and decide that Mayweather killed boxing or something.
It's Reddit. What can you do?
Yeah, dude. Like that was one of the biggest. I mean, it's still going on. It's crazy. Like people is like honestly one of the biggest circle jerks I've ever seen, and people just don't even see it as a circle jerk. People just keep saying the same comment like they know what they're talking about. It's like I guarantee like no one who fucking comments knows anything about boxing. Like I had to like there's so many like I went into one of the threads and like it's amazing how many people I just like informed like on what they were talking, who were just completely uninformed on what they were talking about. I just like went in and corrected them. Like I got like 100 karma for like a comment where I just like clarified what someone was saying. It's just or like whatever. It's just it was the internet's reaction to the fight was very hilarious. Because they already hated, people already hated Mayweather, but it just like after the fight, it was just done. People didn't want more Mayweather ever. Oh well. To be fair, it wasn't a very interesting fight. I mean, Mayweather, it was nice in the sense that Mayweather just was so much obviously the better boxer that it's like really awesome to watch, you know, such a great boxer beat another great boxer in such a dominating way. But at the same time, like, it just wasn't a very flashy fight. So, not as entertaining, I guess. You have to kind of, like, love the sport to appreciate it, I guess.
Makes sense.
Yeah. That's that. You got any final comments, Boo Radley?
It was a boring fight, as you said.
I just meant for the week, but that's fun too. So do you have any final comments for the podcast week then?
Not much, man. It was another great week, another great cast.
What a pod.
It was the poddest.
Alright. Well, guys, remember to check out Brad's new video. Should be out on his YouTube channel, The Squambler. Hopefully it'll be #1 on the r/League of Legends. Check our website, YouTube channel, subscribe on iTunes, and we'll see you guys next week.
See ya.